How many of you ever heard the old teaching of wide is the path to destruction, but narrow is the path to righteousness? I remember hearing that in our churches that we used to go to. And we kind of talk about this in our latest episode about the mixed messages, the mixed translations to justify whatever position you're in. And churches we went to that had large numbers of people there, thousands of people, never really brought this verse up. Kind of skipped over it, skimmed over it, or had a different translation to it that didn't apply to the actual church that we were in, because they verified all their belief in the numbers that they had. If they had numbers that were growing, they'd come out and say that. Look at how many more people we got in here this month. Look how many more people we've grown over in the last quarter, the last year. That just proves that this is a godly church, that God is present with us because we're growing and multiplying so quickly. This is His work being done. But we were also in a church where my family was half of the membership of the church, very small, maybe 10, 11 people in it. And their verification is that they'd use this verse, narrow is the path. So we know we have good sound teaching here. The sound is around, and it's going to be tough for people to hear. It doesn't tickle the ears. So our lack of numbers and lack of growth just shows that we're doing the right thing, because the world's going to be offended by God. And this offense is going to show in people not wanting to come to us in droves. So we're better than all the other churches. And it's just a weird contradiction in the faith where you have some churches verifying their beliefs and their truths based on numbers and how many they're growing, and others verifying by the lack of growth. And it made me think here too of, if we're taking it like the verse actually says, narrow is the path, then there shouldn't be a whole lot of people clamoring to get into heaven. So why as a country would we want to be forcing people to come into this path? Why would we want to artificially widen this path? It doesn't make any sense. If they're going to believe their scriptures and believe that the world's offended by God and that no one wants to come to it and the path is narrow, why do we want everyone to conform and fall into line and fall into this belief system? Because it goes against a lot of the teachings that they have, that most people aren't going to want it. There's going to be more souls in hell than there are in heaven. I think it's just because they're selfish and they want to feel correct, feel right, feel like verify their own truth, if you will. And if more people come along and agree and fall in line, then they get that verification that they're doing the right thing. And that's all that's happening here, is that people are selfish and they want truth and they want verification. So they're going to force it on other people and force people to conform just so that they feel right.